Hi and welcome back to Kerbal Space Program Beginner's Guide Part 2. In this program we're going to launch a little bit more complex vessel. We're going to look at some research and get a little more parts in the mix, a little bit more missions. We're going to break the atmosphere. So all that sounds really exciting, so let's go ahead and get started. First thing that you're going to want to do is click on Mission Control. As you can see here, there's a lot more missions. We want to escape the atmosphere, though. So this is a great mission to do here. For that, go ahead and accept that contract. Alright, just going to review any other missions that we might be able to do. A lot of these are conduct a focused observation survey. Those are kind of hard to do, so we're going to hold off on that. Okay, so the second contract that looks good is the test the flea solid booster. That looks pretty simple, so we'll go ahead and accept that contract. And we can only accept 2 right now, so that's all we can do. Alright, next thing we're going to do is go to research and development. We got some research from last time that we can spend, so typically the first big one that we want to do is Engineering 101. We can get a decoupler, so we can have multiple stages, thermometer, antenna, and kind of a flatter antenna. Let's go ahead and do that research. Great. Basic rocketry. It's pretty nice. We're going to have this swivel engine, so we can use liquid propellant, and we have fuel tanks. That's also another good one to do. Now we have our choice between these two. We only have 18 left. We have survivability and stability. Typically survivability is the next good option because we can use this barometer to get a little bit more science. That's also always a good option. Research that. Alright. A little bit further down the tech tree. That's great. Leave facility in the top right corner. Alright, the only thing left to do is vehicle assembly building. Let's build this rocket. Alright. Here we are. Only 2 options for the command module. Go ahead and slap that guy down. Alright, fuel tanks. Now we have the option for solid fuel tanks. Awesome. So let's go ahead and put a few of these in. This is a very not exact science, by the way. But it's a rough estimate, which is good enough for now. You can only spend, it's not fun getting all into the calculations when we could just launch and see what happens. It's way funner that way. So, all right. So we have the module here. We have 3 fuel tanks and a liquid fuel engine. Great. Okay. So let's check how our stability is currently. Okay, it's the aerodynamic overlay is a little bit higher than the center of mass overlay. But that's okay because when we get to this stage, we're not going to be in the atmosphere. What really matters right now is the center of thrust overlay and the center of mass overlay. You want the center of thrust to be below or behind the center of mass. So that's fine. That's fine for now. We will want to decouple since this will be our second stage. Great, folks. And we are testing the fleet on the pad, so perhaps we'll have actually 3 stages. So let's actually have. Let's do a couple. Let's do a couple of these smaller ones, and you can mix and match. You have a lot of options here. In this moment, I would do this hammer solid fuel, but our mission is to test the flea, so we have to work that in. So we just do a couple fleas. That works fine. Alright, so our center of aerodynamic overlay is even further away from the center of mass, which isn't good. If we try to launch this thing right now, it would not be stable. So to deal with that, we got our basic fins. In the bottom left, you got 1, 2, 3, 4, and bottom. Okay, great. Yeah, they look great now. Very stable. Much more stable. Look at that. Perfect. I'll still be in the atmosphere when I'll get to the second stage. Yeah, look at that. Jumps way up. If we can, for the sake of cost, shoot 2 down here. Alright. Now we do 2 more up here. What happens in that case? Alright, aerodynamic is in a good spot. Thrust is in a good spot. Center mass is in a good spot. Alright, cool. Alright, still in a good spot. Alright, so looks like we have a plan. Alright, what else do we have here? Now, this will be pretty heavy to come out with a parachute, so go ahead and decouple that. So we'll have 1 decoupler there. Add our parachute. Perfect. So this will break off from the rest, come back down. Parachute will activate. Great. Okay, so we can't have an antenna. We have no way to generate power right now, so there's not much point in using the antenna. We do have 3 different mechanisms for science, though, so we can get. Let's get the goo. Great. And we can have 2 barometers. Since we can't send the data back to thermometers. Perfect. If you use shift and mouse wheel, you can zoom in, which is pretty helpful. So looking back at our objectives, test the solid fuel booster. Great. And break 70,000 meters. Alright, definitely things we can do with this guy. We have science on there. I'm just gonna walk through, see if anything else I'm forgetting with the parts I've been given. Looks pretty good. All stages covered. Everything's good to go. And last thing to do before you finish is go to the right. Just make sure your stages are good. So we have start in the bottom. Here we go. Bottom's good. Separate. Correct. Next stage. Good. Separate. Oh yeah, these are a little bit out of sync. So we have to separate. And now we want to activate this engine in the next stage. Scroll up, separate, and parachute. Perfect. Stages look good. Call that test 2. Save that. Crew. Alright, Gemini got a chance to Valentina have a chance. Great. Alright. Save that. Gonna go ahead and launch. And we got stability assist on. A lot of times with these tests, with the science, when you have power, you want to test on the ground, but since we don't, we're just gonna go ahead and launch. Alright. Stability assist is on. We're at the launch pad. Weather looks good. Go ahead and launch. Here we go. Alright, we achieved our first objective. Now all we have to do is break 70,000 meters. Go and separate, activate. Second engine. Here we go. Separate and activate. Don't need the rest though. Hit shift to increase your thrust. Thrust is done here on the left part of the little dial on the bottom. Alright, going pretty fast. Decrease back down to 50%. Explosion down there. Gotta wait till the atmosphere gets a little bit thinner before we go full throttle. Yeah, already heating up. Oh, guess we won't even have that opportunity. Okay. If you hit M, you'll be able to look at the map from space. So you'll see, okay, we're about halfway up. Altitude is 47, so we should be able to break 70. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and separate at this point from our booster. And breaking 70, there we go. Observe this mysterious goo. Keep that. Look at the temperature, log the temperature. Log the pressure data. Keep that. All right, great. Of course, you have to do the crew report. Keep that. I don't think we can, yeah, we cannot EVA right now, so not so much right now. But we made it into space. Good job. So we've done pretty much all the science we could do right now. Oh, look at that. We achieved the goal. Knew we would. We're still climbing, slowing down though. One thing you can do is you can hit this little dial here, interior overlay, so you can check out your little guy inside, or gal inside. You can see all their dials and what they can see. All right, we're almost at. All right, we're heading back down now, slowly. Heading back down. This time I'm going to go ahead and hit period twice, speed up to times 10. That'll just help keep things going. And every time we hit out the atmosphere, 70,000 meters, it'll automatically go back down to times 1. So we're coming back down to Kerbal. So this time I'm going to collect barometric pressure because we've never done that before at this height. Observe mysterious goo. And log temperature. Great. Got a lot of science this time. Awesome. Now to deploy the parachute, you have to wait until it's safe for the parachute to go. Alright, it is safe. Go ahead and deploy that parachute with spacebar. There it goes. Alright, slowing down. There's our booster. Currently this is acting a little bit of like a drogue chute, slowing us down slightly till we get to a safe speed. Then it'll open up fully. That'll happen around 1,000 meters. There it goes, opens up. Things can get pretty slow at this point, so I'll speed up times 4 until we get very close to the ground. All right, touchdown. Good job. Good job on your mission. Go ahead. Nothing to do at this point. Go ahead and recover the vessel. And I was assuming you've never EVA'd before. So as a reminder to hit EVA, go ahead and hit the EVA button in the bottom right. All right. EVA report. Keep that. Oh, grasslands. So we do get some signs from going EVA. Keep that experiment. Go ahead and board. All right. I think that's just about everything we can do. Go ahead and recover that vessel. All right, we got a lot of science that time. 72 science. All right, awesome. 6,000 from recovered parts. Awesome. And 50 reputation. Awesome. 1 experience point gain. Great. All right, that's it for part 2. Thank you for joining me. Next time, we're going to go into orbit. We're going to gain a lot more science, a lot more expertise, a lot more reputation, and also gets a lot more complex. So thank you so much for joining me, and I can't wait to fly with you next time. Thank you. Fly safe.